get started.
Mhm.
Let's see. All right. So to God be the glory. Our honored guest today is Dr. Tramaine Butler DeLon, and she is an anthropologist, guys. So this will be a great discussion. And I want to welcome everyone to Gentry's Journey to my platform. And thank you, Dr. Tremaine, for accepting the invitation to share with us.
No problem. I'm happy to be here.
Well, great. Can you give us a little about your background so that the audience will have a better picture?
Sure. So I am, as you mentioned, a cultural anthropologist. And some people ask me exactly what anthropology is and what that actually means. And so anthropology is one of those sort of social sciences like sociology and psychology, and it's a pretty broad social science, unlike psychology and sociology. It's basically the study of humans in general, the human existence in the past and the present. Cultural anthropology is more focused on studying people in the present in different cultures around different societies and cultural contexts and social issues, a lot like sociology. Whereas another branch of anthropology, which a lot of people are familiar with, called archaeology, involves studying primarily the past and hunting for artifacts like
Okay.
Indiana Jones. And so people, that's kind of the popular culture view of anthropology. And so that is my sort of academic background. So I've taught as a professor, an adjunct professor in anthropology and across basically the social sciences, teaching different courses for about over 20 years. And I have taught courses including Native American cultures, African cultures, Latin American cultures, also topics like race and ethnicity, as well as in the Masters of Public Policy program, and also a lot of research methods courses focused on qualitative research. In addition to teaching courses, I've also founded my own company. So I'm an entrepreneur as well. I'm founder and CEO of Anthros Biologic LLC. And that company I founded back in 2007 as sort of a combination of my interests, applying my background in anthropology to sort of a problem that I saw. One of the things that I like to do is to visit spas and to sort of rejuvenate myself. And one thing I noticed was the lack of sort of all natural products that were non-toxic and really gave you the spa quality results you'd like to see. So I decided to develop my own product line. And so I founded Anthros Biologic, starting with our Clean Beauty line, which is a 100% natural skincare line. And it's based on what different cultures around the world have been using traditionally on their skin. So I incorporated sort of my anthropological background, researching what different cultures have been using and incorporating medicinal ingredients from 6 continents around the world to develop the skincare line. We have expanded Anthros Biologic into more of a health and wellness lifestyle brand. And so we also offer now a new digital health and wellness program that people can join online as a monthly membership. It's more, we want to focus not on people just looking good on the outside, but how can we be more well on the inside and incorporate more holistic practices. And so our wellness program helps people reach their wellness goals and also to sort of get fit, improve their nutrition, and also their energy levels, especially people over 35 who are, their metabolism might be slowing down. And we help people do this using all natural practices that have been used traditionally. I'm also a Mayo Clinic certified wellness coach, so hence my interest in sort of holistic health and wellness. So I apply my wellness coaching background and certification from the Mayo Clinic in sort of developing this program to help people improve their overall wellness. The third thing that we do at Athros Biologic that we've recently done more of is consulting with organizations who want to start their own wellness initiatives. So we do a lot of consulting with the University of Illinois. I've been working a lot with a colleague at the College of Medicine at U of I. She's a dean over at the College of Medicine and also a professor of sociology. And she actually launched a project focused on youth wellness. And so I've been working on this project, which is funded by the MacArthur Foundation and also the National Science Foundation to sort of improve wellness among youth age 16 to 24. And so this is a multifaceted initiative that involved us developing community health worker curriculum. So I help with developing curriculum to train youth age 16 to 24 as community health workers to go out into their communities and be resources to help people sort of improve their health and educate people about resources in the community about health and wellness. So we taught that training with the youth. We've also worked on putting wellness centers in CPS high schools. And so that's an exciting project where we've already developed 2 wellness centers at CPS schools. So I planned and led that project, helping to develop the wellness centers, curating the resources that would be placed within them, as well as helping to implement that and at the actual schools. So that has been great work. And on that end, we're currently collaborating on a cookbook. So that is an ongoing project to bring sort of the idea that food is medicine to the forefront and help people to learn about healthy foods that they can cook, which could help them manage chronic diseases, which we see that are on the rise. So that's sort of an ongoing project that we're working on as part of that work. And then the last thing I just want to mention that I've done is recently founded a 501c3 nonprofit called Transformer Well. And Transformer Well is really focused on helping to educate people about chronic disease prevention. We've seen a meteoric rise in chronic diseases in recent years, especially among underserved communities. Diseases like cancer, diabetes, hypertension, obesity are at critical levels. And so the goal of Transformer Well is to do outreach in communities that are underserved through churches, schools, local organizations, and educate people about healthy lifestyle habits that can actually help prevent chronic diseases. And so we have actually just partnered with the Patient Empowerment Network, which is an organization that helps support caregivers of cancer patients. And so we're going to be providing workshops, educating people about how they can use technology to improve their health and wellness and to support healthier lifestyle habits. So those are some of the projects that I'm currently working on.
You're a busy bee.
Yes.
They all interlock with health and wellness, absolutely. But you
Yeah.
are a busy bee. So you're tapped into so many different variations. But what are some of the challenges and solutions that you typically face when trying to get someone to change their lifestyle, to go
Yeah,
from what they're doing now to natural? Because I'm sure that's not a swift transition.
that's true. That is true. And I think that one of the biggest challenges that people face, I think, is sort of consuming information and being educated about the choices that they should be making. And there's a lot of sort of information out there, and I think that it can be sort of overwhelming and confusing to people. And so I think education is really key in helping people to make healthier choices, because if they don't know about those choices, then how can they make those choices to begin with? And so I think that sort of helping people to make those choices begins with at least some form of education about what the options are and what are some of the things that are actually effective. One of the concerns I've in talking with clients and customers that they might have is, how do we know that this particular thing works? And so it's one of the things are sort of the impetuses of our program with the Healthier Body Wellness Academy. Our wellness program is to really curate resources for people that we've already researched and tested that we know have worked, and also strategies that people can use that are scientifically proven to work. So those are some of the things that we try to do to help overcome those barriers about education around healthy lifestyle choices.
Um, Now, do people come to you? Do you put on health fairs? How do you reach your population of people?
Yeah, so there are different ways that people can learn about us. Everything that we offer is actually online. So all of our products are available for purchase online, as well as our Healthier Body Wellness Academy, which is our digital health and wellness program. That's available online as an online membership, and it's basically a self-directed course. Is There's an 8-week course that helps people to chart their own wellness journey and create their own wellness path using these tools and resources, as well as an online community of support and guidance from a wellness coach as well. And so that's all available online. People can Google and find us available that online that way. Another way that we've been reaching people is through events. So we've done a lot of events. We like to go to different community events, and we meet a lot of people there. We recently, actually just this past Saturday, co-sponsored a women's retreat at a local community wellness center. So Salam Community Wellness Center in Chicago, we just co-sponsored an event with them, and that is a great wellness center in the community. It's actually the founder and CEO is an integrative medicine doctor. And so we worked together on putting together this event, and it was great. It was Women showed up to get massages. They got meditation guidance. They got to try anthropologic non-toxic products. So they were to sort of tutored in how to improve their self-care and wellness. And we also had demonstrations from a chef who talked about how to cook healthier meals. So yeah, community events like these are a primary way that I think people find out about us, and we're also available online as well.
Okay. Okay. Now, when you're talking about your natural products, how do you go about recommending those? Do you incorporate?
Yeah,
No, it has to be in cooking, especially. But you also have basically, since you do a spa, I hope I'm not reaching, you have a body care line.
yes. So our products are all natural face and body products. And we don't have a physical spa location, but all of our products are actually designed to give the results you would get in a spa. So
Okay.
everything's available online. And our products have actually been used by estheticians in spa treatments who love the results. They've had fantastic results on their clients using the products. So they're the same quality of that you would get and provide the same results that you would get if you went to a spa and got a treatment. So they're designed to give people that sort of spa experience at home. And so I recommend the products based on what people's primary sort of concerns are. One of the great things about all of our products is that they're multitasking. So they do more than one thing. I'm actually a busy mom of four, and so I don't really have a lot of time to do several different steps with my skincare regimen. And
Yes,
so that was, an issue for me. And so I wanted the products to take care of more than one thing at once. It also saves time, it saves money. So like one of my favorite products is the Cleansing Renewal Face Rub. It's a 3-in-1 cleanser, toner, and exfoliant. So it's basically like getting a full facial all at one time. And it's something that is hypoallergenic. Anyone, even people with sensitive skin, can use this particular product. And it deeply cleanses the skin, cleans out the pores. It helps to naturally exfoliate with very gently, because most exfoliants you can't actually use on a daily basis. They're too harsh. It's
they
something
are.
you have to use like once or twice a week. This
Hmm.
is great because you can use it every day, and I like to use it in the evening to sort of detox my skin and scrub away the grime from the day. So it's a very gentle exfoliant, includes ingredients that were used by the Japanese geisha to sort of keep their skin flawless, and also ingredients that were used by ancient Chinese royalty to exfoliate their skin. They actually use pearls, crushed pearls. And so this particular product includes that. It also includes over 100 antioxidants, which puts vitamins and minerals back into your skin to repair itself. And one of the things I see lacking in a lot of products, sort of would be, they might exfoliate, but they don't help the skin to actually repair itself. And so helping the skin repair itself requires that it has the correct vitamins and nutrients that are going back into it. And that helps sort of our skin regenerate and renew, and helps to prevent lines and wrinkles. So everything is anti-aging as well. That was sort of my thought with creating the line. And so the products are, all anti-aging. And this particular product, like I said, puts over 100 antioxidants back into the skin, and it doesn't dry the skin. So when we use a cleanser, I don't recommend people use soap on their skin because it can be very drying,
Hmm.
especially as people age and get older, our skin naturally dries out. And so, soap and certain detergent-based cleansers can further sort of accelerate that drying process, and that can actually lead to more lines and fine lines and wrinkles. So, any product should be very hydrating. And so, all of our products are designed to be extremely hydrating, and they don't actually take moisture out of the skin. They help to rehydrate the skin. So, to clean, it actually includes an herb that was used by Native Americans. So, it's an antibacterial herb that Native Americans used as soap to clean their skin, but doesn't actually dry the skin out, and kills bacteria on the skin as well.
Okay. Now, when it comes to overall health, um, mental, emotional health, do you do any coaching in that aspect as well, or did I miss that?
So our Healthier Body Wellness Academy actually includes resources and strategies to improve overall whole body health. So our goal is to really not just focus on one aspect, because we feel that everything is sort of connected. And so clients who use the program have lost over 40 pounds in like 8 or 9 weeks on the program. It's an 8-week program. So it's designed to help people get more fit and reach their wellness and their weight goals, but also to do that in a way that improves their overall whole body health. So there are no medications with side effects. The medications are becoming very popular, but a lot of the research is showing many side effects of these weight loss medications. And so we encourage people to lose weight and maintain their weight in a natural way using holistic methods that aren't going to have all of these side effects. And part of that is taking care of the mental. So we incorporate strategies for people to relieve stress, and which will help with actually reducing things like overeating due to stress. A lot of people eat when they're feeling emotionally stressed out, or emotional eating can become a factor. And so our program actually addresses that with strategies that are built in for people to actually take time out and to pay attention to their mental health as well.
Okay. And you are right. When we're frustrated, well, I'll speak for myself. Um, yeah, I have a tendency to snack. I'm not
Mhm.
really a snacker, but when I'm frustrated, don't and not realizing that I'm frustrated, I want to snack. I want some popcorn or I want some chips. And then I'll be like, now you got to go downstairs and do 10 minutes of exercise to get this back
Mhm.
out, and I know everybody doesn't think that way. But when you're trying to walk a healthy road, to your wellness journey, or through your wellness journey, you have to think about those things
Oh, yes.
because food can be satisfying.
Yeah.
But if you overdo an aspect of it and underdo your exercise regimen, you really haven't accomplished much.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so
That,
you have to hold people accountable, or they have to hold themselves accountable, um, to their wellness journey or through their wellness journey,
yeah.
to be mindful of certain things. I mean, are people honest with you when they are doing their surveys or when they are communicating with you? Because you can get a feel if people are honest with you or not.
Yeah, I think that people are honest. I think that and this program actually empowers people to take their sort of wellness into their own hands as well. And I think that that is something that can be encouraging because we all have choices, and when we have the tools, then it just really takes a commitment to use those particular tools, and so or to implement them for ourselves. And I think that that's very empowering. And so yeah, I think that people definitely are honest when they're going through the program, and it's pretty self-directed. And so, like I said, that's the other thing that's very empowering about it. And so people set their own goals and they chart a path to reaching those particular goals, which they can be accountable for because they're actually charting that path, which we help them to do.
Okay. I am a registered nurse by profession, and I've
Hmm.
worked with cardiac patients mostly throughout my career. And they will tell me one thing, but I can look at them and see another. It's the reason I ask that. Are you taking this? Have you started your walking? Have you begun a walking regimen? And we're not saying you need to walk 30 minutes, but you work your way up to 30. Oh, yes, 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 but, so you're constantly teaching and reiterating to them what is best for them.
Hmm.
And eventually, some catch on. Honestly, some really catch on because you have to break it down as to why they need to do this and why they're taking this type of medication for this and what this type of medication does. And we just found out the more that you educate, teach, and follow up with them, the better off they do.
Yes, yes, definitely. And that is definitely a goal of this particular program because a lot of clinicians don't have the bandwidth to do the type of education that is really required to help people along those sort of paths. And it's really, and most doctors actually, most clinicians are not trained in nutrition, and so or nutrition counseling or to give that type of advice. And so one of the things that we help to provide support in is actual original recipes, which include ingredients and particular science-backed and researched ingredients that have been shown to help people manage certain chronic diseases and improve certain outcomes. And so we really like to take a science-based approach, but also an approach that focuses on how we've researched some of these holistic methods really helping people. And this is really a new area of science because we're very focused in the West on over medicating people without looking at other alternative ways of healing. And so yeah, but now these things are being researched, which is really interesting.
And that is true because, like I said, the years that I have been in, I have seen the trend go from just instructing or, telling someone what to do as opposed to instructing them on why they need to do this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And they have a tendency to listen better. I also encourage patients to write their questions down, so that they can get more understanding or a better answer from their physician, when they visit their physician or their physician visits them, vice versa. Bring your questions into the hospital or into the clinic or into his office. When you see him, you can ask for those.
Yes, yes. And that's great because that gives patients more sort of agency and they can be more advocates for their own health and sort of not just be passive consumers because the patients are consumers and people in the healthcare industry are servicing them and so they need to be active in knowing or proactive in knowing about the questions to ask for their own health and wellness promotion. So I think,
Absolutely. And that's what I tell them: you need to advocate for yourself, or a family member needs to come along and help you advocate for yourself and advocate, so that you will have or receive the information that you need. Because you are more informed patient when you do that instead of just saying, yes, doctor. Yes,
yeah,
doctor, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, whatever. You need to know why. Not in an argumentative form, but you need to know this information.
exactly, exactly. Definitely. I think that is an important, and it can definitely improve people's outcomes the more informed that they are, like you said, and
Mhm.
having that knowledge so that they're not just sort of sent away and not knowing, and that can be the difference between one health outcome or another. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, Now, what advice and resources? I know you have a ton on your various platforms, but what advice and resources do you give, your clients when it comes to transitioning to the natural products?
mm, okay. Yeah, I mean, well, we definitely provide them, like I said, with the Healthier Body Wellness Academy. It includes basically an 8-week online course. So everything's digital, online. Client or and people who are signed up for the program would go through the course modules and it basically directs them and guides them every week by week in terms of what they should be doing and what they can be doing to improve their health and wellness and to reach their sort of goals. And it's kind of a strategy-based program. And so we advise them on eating more mindfully. That's one of the things that we sort of advocate for is teaching people how to eat more mindfully and how to do it in a way that doesn't compromise that satisfying nature of eating. So, for instance, I know one of the things you mentioned that people can get some satisfaction out of eating something from an emotional standpoint and just because something might taste good. And so we try to teach people how they can eat in a way without sacrificing the taste of their food and still enjoy their food, but still eat healthy and be satiated and be satisfied and not be feeling left hungry as in some calorie restricted diets that focus on just focusing on restricting calories. So we focus more on the sort of quality of food than the quantity and teaching people what types of foods can best uh, provide them with the nutrition to help satiate them and also to help them prepare it in a way that can be enjoyable. And so we provide, like I said, original recipes around that, which teach people new ways and innovative ways to make foods that they might normally eat, but in a more healthy way. You know, for instance, we have recipes for pancakes and waffles, which I love, but
Okay.
uh, but our particular recipes use whole grains, and we sort of construct them in a way where they're going to be include ingredients that are beneficial. So every ingredient is included to be beneficial to the body rather than to sort of pack on meaningless calories, which can sort of spike insulin levels and lead to weight gain. And so yeah, so we give very carefully crafted recommendations to people in terms of foods that they can eat and encourage them to be creative once they learn how to eat in this particular way with coming up with their own sort of recipes. And also, we just give them a lot of information about uh, sort of the benefits. As you mentioned, you know, people need to be educated about why they should be doing certain things, at
Sure.
which actually is really helpful. So some of the benefits of different types of foods and how that it can actually benefit their bodies. And some of the benefits of some of the techniques that we recommend in terms of physical exercise. One of the things I mentioned is that because our program also doesn't, it focuses on nutrition, we found that most of the issue with weight management revolves around nutrition and about 80% of it, 70 or 80% of it. And a lot of people don't actually recognize that. And so, but it is important to get healthy movement in support of that. And so we do provide recommendations on healthy movement that don't necessarily involve spending 45 minutes in the gym or even leaving your house. You can get
Sure.
some movement in your house. So we recommend that people only spend, you know, 10 or 15 minutes that they have to take out of their day. But what we have done is research the most efficient exercises that people can do in that small amount of time to get the results that they want. And so research around sort of exercise has shown specific types and ways of doing exercise, and specific exercises can be more beneficial than others. And so, in terms of efficiently burning calories, boosting people's metabolism. And so, I think focusing on those particular strategies can help get people the results they want without getting frustrated that they've been doing something for a long time and they're not seeing any improvements. So.
And I agree with you. And I think it's a mind thing as well. And I have to tell people Rome was not built in a day. You
Mhm,
didn't gain this overnight or in a week. So you're not going to lose it overnight or in a
mhm.
week. You know, you just have to be patient with yourself, be consistent in what you're doing, and you will see results. Will they be dramatic? No, and they shouldn't be dramatic.
Mhm.
The slow and steady wins the race, is what I often tell my patients. So, you know, I try to get them to say, you know, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And with
Mhm.
anything, and they were like, you're right. It's like they've already tried the marathon, you know, they've already tried the sprint, it didn't work. But you
Right.
have to be realistic in your setting your goals and
Mm.
in incorporating your goals. You need to be
Oh, yeah.
realistic in those.
Yes, and definitely, and that is an issue of sustainability too, because you mentioned, you know, people trying the sprint, and that's one of the things that we try to address is help people to give people a strategy to have sustainable results, so results that last, you know, more than the typical diet people might go on. They are gaining the weight back within 6 months to a year. And so we want to give people results that will last them a lifetime once they actually learn the strategies rather than doing the yo-yo dieting and going back and forth with, like you said, sort of a quick fix. And so it's definitely, when you're talking about sustainability, it's important to be consistent and, like you said, sort of realistic when you're setting your goals as well.
Yes, you definitely have to be realistic. Because we're not children anymore with that high metabolism,
Hmm.
so we're not that. So when you get to that age, like I think you mentioned 35, and that has been noted to be the age where things start slowing down a bit, you need to continue, or like you say, realistic goals. And
Hmm.
what's realistic for you may not be realistic for someone else.
That's
So
true.
don't compare yourself to others.
Yes, that is true. It is definitely important to be focused on what's comfortable for you and, like you said, what's realistic for you. And also in recognizing that, as we do age, our metabolism is affected. And that's one of the reasons why we started this program, is to help people learn ways where they could actually improve their metabolic function, because there are things that we can do in terms of our lifestyle habits that can improve that. And so, just sort of focusing on that and teaching people how to focus on those strategies to sort of boost and speed up and improve their metabolic function, rather than sort of slowing it down, which also lifestyle habits can contribute to it not functioning properly, even as we age and things start to slow down as well. So.
That is true. Now, we're coming to a close, but I want to ensure, when you spoke about some of the new things, the new medications that are out here that could potentially assist patients or with their weight loss journey, there are side effects, where we're finding out there are side effects. And every new weight loss, what they're using is not for everyone. So
Mhm.
it can be looked at as a wonder drug, but it also can be looked, as my patients have told me, oh no, I gained weight when I took that.
Oh,
You're like,
really?
for real?
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that was very interesting. He said, yes, I gained. And this was a man. And men don't typically gain like women. And
Mhm.
so they had to change him a couple of times to find the right fit for him.
Mm,
And what my
mm.
other patients have told me, it just, I don't have an appetite when I take this medication. And I was like, so no appetite, that means you're not eating as much. Therein lies the reason for the weight loss.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
and but you have to eat,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
so so just to put that out there, not naming any names or anything, it's just eye-opening when I am um talking with my patients, to listen to them,
Mhm, mm.
to listen to their stories, or why this did not work for them at that particular time. So you're gaining some information as well as receiving information from them.
Yes, yes. And that's fascinating to hear their stories, because this is a very new sort of class of drugs that have been
Absolutely.
extremely popular. And every day there's new sort of information coming out about sort of its effects on people, because it hasn't been well studied since it is very new. And so we really don't know the long-term effects, but we do know what people are sort of experiencing in the short term as a result. And so,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Years ago, Botox was basically a cosmetic medication,
Hmm.
but studies show that it could help with urinary incontinence.
Mm.
Um, the insurance companies would deny it for urinary incontinence because they would automatically say this is a cosmetic surgery.
Mm.
So
Interesting.
there had to be letters going back and forth with the physicians and the insurance companies proving their point. Now you can use it for that, without it being so many letters going back and forth regarding the denials or why you should use it. And I see where it is being used for another aspect as well. So I say that to say this. Just because it starts out being this, it could cover a plethora of things.
Yes, yes,
And
that
that's
is.
why research is ongoing. And I often tell people don't sleep on research
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because it may start out this way, but it may end up for a better part on doing something else
Yes,
that will
that is.
benefit you.
Yeah, that is true. And you definitely, see, like you said, these sort of multiple uses of different things. And it's important to be mindful too, as you mentioned about there are so many different options, how different things work for certain people. So everything is not going to work, or every particular drug is not going to work for everybody. And so I think that it's really important to have alternatives, because what we're seeing is a lot of sort of side effects that are sort of unintended of all of these different drugs that people have to try, because people also may have to try a couple different drugs before they find something that may work for them or that they like. And so in the meantime, we're dealing with sort of the side effects of all of these different combinations of drugs. And so
Absolutely.
you know
Absolutely. Now, just a final thought.
hmm
In addition to you leaving your how we can reach you, your information on how we can reach you, what message would you like to share with people who are considering the wellness journey with natural products?
I would say definitely educate yourself about the options that you have available. I would say talk to people that are familiar and reach out with questions about your particular concerns with any program. We're actually happy to answer questions to people, or for people if they would like to reach out with any more questions about information on what we offer. So what we have found, we do a lot of events, and when we engage people and speak with them, I think that people are very receptive once they're able to get their questions answered, and they learn more and they're more educated about what is available, and specifically when we're doing workshops, what we offer. And so just being able to be informed about what's available, talk to people, uh, find out about its particular effectiveness and what is the basis of that. I'm someone who I'm a researcher. That is my background as an academic. So I'm always sort of looking for validation of things. And
Absolutely.
and so that's definitely part of being an educated consumer. So just do your own research and also ask questions of experts and professionals who are out knowledgeable in the area.
And therein lies bringing your journal with you when you are visiting your healthcare provider with your questions ready to ask those questions.
Yes.
Get some answers and you'll feel better because you're more knowledgeable.
Definitely, definitely.
Well, Dr. Tramayne, thank you so much. And please leave how the consumers can, the members can, the patients can get in touch with you.
Yeah, so they can find us online at anthrospa.com is our website, ANTHROSPA.com. And you'll be able to shop our clean beauty products. You'll be able to find out and join our Healthier Body Wellness Academy. You'll learn about any consulting services that we offer for organizations interested in starting their own wellness initiatives. So everything's available online at our website at anthrospa.com. And if you have any questions, you want to send us an email, you can reach out at info@anthrospa.com, and you can reach us via email.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being our guest. That was such a healthy conversation, eye opening on a lot of things. And I do appreciate that.
No problem.
All
Thank you so
right.
much for having me.
Oh, you're more than welcome. You have a wonderful day. And thank you for joining us on Gentry's Journey.
Thank you.
All righty.